caught up with Ken Kerr here just outside Woodstock, and Ken, you're busy trying to get your last plots off, but let's just talk about this harvest in general. Soybeans were late and corn is still going.
Yeah, it's been a long drawn out affair. Harvest started a little bit later, and then I think in a lot of areas in October there was some growers on Twitter, etc., reporting 20 plus days of rainfall in October. Pretty brutal stuff. November didn't bring about much of an improvement. We've never seen that Indian summer that we hoped for 10 days or 2 weeks in late October or at some point in November. So it's been a long drawn out affair, wet fields, just not a lot of good days to run. There's still a few soybeans in the field yet for some guys, unfortunately. Corn harvest, I think we're down inside that last 20%, I would hazard a guess, depending on the area I'm in. You don't have to drive far to find a standing field of corn right now. So that's a guess that I'm hazarding that we're inside 20%.
What about yields? I'm hearing, kind of average around soybeans, but some good-looking corn yields.
Yeah, so soybean yields were a little bit all over the map, as soybeans quite often do. The areas that really dried out in August, ironic that we say it was a wet year, but August was actually a dry month. That set some guys back to a below-average crop to some degree. A lot of soybean yields, a mid-40s number would catch it. There are some over 50. Some guys got really fortunate with the weather and good practices. It all came together for a nice crop. But to me, those are rarities in my zone. Mid-40s seem to catch a lot of it, and plus or minus 5 bushels, I think. Corn crop, generally speaking, again, there's the odd small area that really got hurt by dry weather in August, along with some nitrogen losses through denitrification on the clays or leaching on the more coarse porous soils. That set some guys back, but by and large it's a pretty bang-on corn crop if we could just get it out of the field. Quality is pretty decent, although there's some lighter test weights with the later planting. Moisture, obviously, with the fact we haven't had many sunny days, is not coming out of it too quickly. We're still harvesting low to mid-20s corn for moisture in a lot of areas, but the overall yield numbers are really good. So nothing worse than having to mud out or snow out a poor crop of corn, but it's actually a fairly good crop in my zone. We're pretty happy with it.
And it's amazing how well this crop is standing with the wind we've had, and even what stands behind you looks really good.
Yeah, we've had a lot of wind this fall. There's been a lot of days with 30-kilometer-an-hour winds with gusts in the 50 to 6K range. A lot of wind this fall, and there was some poor plant health in some of the corn genetic packages out there, and in some field conditions. We saw some down corn, some standability issues in some areas. That's somewhat hit and miss, but the fact is it was out there. It's almost to the point where we've had so much wind that what's standing now I almost feel could stand through almost anything short of a severe winter storm. So fortunately what is out there is hanging in quite nicely. So if we can just keep the snow out of it and keep the ground froze, actually at this point we could have a pretty nice run.
Well, hopefully you guys, they'll get it off and it won't be standing too much longer because it'll be in the bin.
Yes, that's this year of all things proves that it's not a crop until it's in the bin, and we'll keep working away at it. And like I say, hopefully we can just get a good run here and get her finished up in the next little while.